listening to Lifestyle Business Radio. When it comes to success in life and business, it matters who you take advice from. So let's get better acquainted with one of the hosts, Mayumi Muller. Mayumi is the quintessential cosmopolitan success story. Born in Japan and raised in the United States, Mayumi's Japanese and African-American heritage has helped her learn how to connect with people from highly diverse cultures and backgrounds. Following her coursework at the University of Washington, Mayumi pursued a career in modeling, working professionally in major metropolitan areas throughout the United States and Europe. During this time, Mayumi cultivated an elegance, charm, and winning attitude that crowned her Mrs. Washington State in 1995 and landed her less than 5 places away from achieving Mrs. America. Since that time, Mayumi has raised 5 amazing children while attaining to the highest levels of success in every field she's entered. A President's Award-winning real estate agent for John L. Scott for 10 years, the top sales rep of a Fortune 500 company, owner of 8 multi-million-dollar businesses, and the world's #1 trainer in self-running business ownership. Learn the secrets to success in life and business from this amazing woman at the Lifestyle Business Owner Academy website, lboacademy.com. That's lboacademy.com. Why build a business when you can build a lifestyle?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
I did a lot of stuff in my 50 years of life, right?
Yeah, you're pretty important.
Listen, this is the thing, though. You got to do what you need to do because life is short, right?
Yeah, get it
You got to
done.
just get it done and no regrets. And you know what? Failure's fine along the way.
Yep.
You cannot
those are
grow
all our
and
learning
succeed.
experiences.
You can't grow if you don't fail, right?
Nope.
I love that story about Michael Jordan. You know, he didn't even make his like high school basketball team or something, and he couldn't make free throws, which I always made every single free throw. But look at him. He kept trying and persevering, and bam, Air Jordan. So thank you, Mr. Announcer, for that. It makes me feel really good. So this is our LBO segment, which stands for the Lifestyle Business Owner segment. This is where we talk about how to buy a business, grow profits, and make it run without you. And we have brought over our guest, Scott, from Seattle Suntan here to stay with us for this segment. Thank
Who
you
has
for
like 87 locations.
87
On top of
locations.
how many on the float business? How many locations do you have right now?
We've got 7 open with another 20 in the pipe.
Urban
Yeah, this
Float
guy's insane.
and the Seattle Light.
This is the ultimate
Spa.
entrepreneur right here, man. This
This
guy is when you hear
is-
when you
yes.
see the word serial entrepreneur, which a
This
lot of
is-
people overuse, I think he is truly a
Yes,
serial entrepreneur.
I totally agree. And then if you ever want to check out his facilities, you can go to Seattle Sunlight Spa in Bellevue. You can call 425-454-2700 or Urban Float. Google that and go to any of his locations. So
All right. Well, Mayumi, let's talk a little bit. Last week we had a little segment about partnerships, right? And so,
Yeah.
what like the different types of partnerships and some of the challenges. We talked about like being partners with friends, investors, people that had mutual goals, being a married couple, or maybe like a significant other. I mean,
Yep.
those are all types of partnerships that you can get into that, and they all have their challenges and they all have their benefits, right?
absolutely.
And so we talked about the challenges last week, and so I want to talk a little bit, maybe a little bit with Scott
Yep.
about the challenges that he's had partners or he has partners. So I want to talk a little bit about some challenges he currently has, but also some benefits. Let's be on the positive side of this too, so that we're not just bashing partnerships because they actually can be good too.
They can be. They absolutely can be.
Why are you frowning? No, I'm just
no.
kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
I'm not
listen, if you
frowning,
can have a
actually.
husband
I
and
know,
wife
I know.
partnership work, I mean, I'm telling you, that's a true testament right there.
So tell us about some of your partnerships, or like if you got one or two right now that you got, and like some of the benefits or some of the challenges you have.
Yeah.
I think anytime you get into a partnership, it is like a marriage.
Yes,
So you
it is.
really should paper your partnership as if you're going to get a divorce.
Yes.
Oh,
You
that's
obviously
good.
always want to have a buy-sell agreement. And
Yes.
you also
Yep.
want to have clear understanding of what the strengths and weaknesses are of each and every one of your partners, including
that.
looking in the mirror
Yes.
and figuring out what your strengths and weaknesses are and
Very good.
really owning that.
Spoken like a true lifestyle business
No,
owner.
this guy's
I think
straight
he's
up-
part of our academy or something.
Oh no, he advanced. He's one of the instructors. So, you're so right. I mean, like I find that, partnerships, if you outline every single thing that's going to, potentially, go wrong, in the deal, I mean, it's not being negative, right? I mean, it's like a prenuptial agreement, with a wife, but those are a little maybe more sensitive to do. But partnerships, you should, not feel bad about doing that, because you will, and I always tell people, you will have a problem in your partnership.
Yes.
And I instruct people all the time, man. I mean, this is going to fail. I'll tell you right now, that partnership you're going into is going to fail. Make sure that at least you're prepared for when it does and what's going to happen when that does happen, right?
Absolutely. And I think, look, if it doesn't fail, you're not pushing the envelope. If
Right.
it doesn't fail, you're not.
Right.
If it doesn't fail, you're not changing. And as an entrepreneur and as a business person that's looking to get into a partnership or get into business, you were talking earlier about failing is okay. If you can't get up from your failures, you might as well just stay on the porch.
Yep.
Yes.
I totally agree. Or go get
stay
a
working for
job.
somebody.
Yep. Go get a job.
Exactly. But there is some benefits to a partnership too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about that. Let's go into some benefits.
Well, I think, like I've got a great financial partner in the Seattle Sun SST group. They're phenomenal. They helped fund massive growth. We went from 5 stores to, almost 90.
Wow.
And I couldn't have done that without great financial partners. I think sometimes the entrepreneur or the business owner wants to maybe go left or go right when they're not really thinking about, well, what does that totally entail? So you don't want to just have a yes men or a yes group, a yes partnership.
I got a negative Nelly partner that constantly, but what he does is he checks me because I'm just ready to go, right? And then he always just said, well, we can't do that. Yeah. And then I have to argue with him every time, and I always get through to what I want, ultimately. But what it does is it slows me down in making maybe bad decisions, right? So
absolutely,
it's kind of like that situation.
100%, yeah. And especially if you're like building a board or an advisory board, you don't want all your friends or all your family to just, you're amazing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You're
right.
Like, don't have your mom.
Right.
No. That's great. And that's great advice. I had a question, but can you think of something else? Because I brain.
Well, I would say for business partnerships where you have your spouse or significant other, the way we look at it is, I was kind of busting my booty, for other companies working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And I decided, when we partnered up, hey, why not keep it in the family?
Have you ever had a partnership like that where you had a wife or somebody that was even closer to you than just a financial partner?
Well, my significant other, my fiance Brooke, and I consider her partners in. I think she would maybe say, no, we're not. You're the boss, but I certainly lean on her and look to her for her female opinion.
Yeah.
And and I look for her. She obviously is there to prop me up and make me feel good, but at the same time, she kind of tells me the way it is.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you know what? That's with Aaron and I. It's the same thing. I mean, I have my strengths, so and I don't know if I can, I don't know if we should say it, but you can't have two chiefs, know.
No, that's true.
And so I had to kind of check it because Aaron is more knowledgeable about businesses, but he does give me the leadway, just like you do with your employees. He says, you know what? You can sell and grow businesses like nobody. You go do that. And I love doing that. I don't want to deal with the back end stuff. So that's where, she says, yeah, you're the boss, but you know what? You need her, right? You need her to give you that input because that's something that you can't see past.
I remember what I was going to say. So it's really important that like when you're getting into a business, you're with this investor group, right? Did you set up a pay structure for you, or did they just give you money and you're working for free?
Ironically, I'm headed to go talk to one of them at 3:00 because when I do, kind of compensation based on the size of my company, size of employees, I'm grossly underpaid.
Okay.
And I'm not complaining necessarily, but yeah, you need to put that all in writing.
So this is where I've failed a few times, where I think,
So
I'll
I
just
have
make the money on the profits.
No,
Yeah, we're
but
just
then
gonna
you
be
never
profitable.
distribute the profits.
Yes, and you're like, wait a minute, I should be getting a freaking wage, man. Like
Yeah.
as much as I have to work and do all this stuff. I mean, like just because somebody's got money to put into something, that doesn't mean that's everything. Like your time is so valuable, right? And so this is something that we preach too, is like that we're, you know, and I live it, and I've had failures in this arena, is where I don't put a value on my time,
Right.
Because I'm so wanting just to do the deal.
Right.
You know, I am such a popcorn entrepreneur. You know, we could sit down for hours. We've already been discussing on break. And, you know, prior to the last maybe 3 years, I used to help every entrepreneur that came to my door. And at the end of the day, I would, you know, my CFO, who is a partner of mine, he's like, dude, you only have so many hours in a day. You need to be compensated for this.
Absolutely.
So, you know, the breadth of knowledge or the kitchen cabinet that people can come into my office and get, you know, now I get compensated. I still don't compensate, you know, like what I really should, like an attorney who bills you for every single moment. But yeah, I think that's important when
I
you're
think it's important.
Well, this is
putting
you know,
it in
totally.
writing.
But this
You
is
do
what
that too.
But this is how we started the LBO Academy.
Yep.
You know, because we created a video series, right? There's over like 100 something videos to help entrepreneurs. And rather than trying to allocate our time and be expensive for everybody, we made it very affordable for any business owner to get onto our academy and just learn hundreds
how
of
to
videos,
buy business,
everything,
grow
just
profits, build systems.
Yep. Social media marketing. I
Has
mean,
everything.
financial management, everything. We put that all into an academy online. Then that's what
Because
this whole LBO
like
thing
you,
is.
we can't be sitting and having, you know, people come in our office rotating door or having 10 coffee dates and not being compensated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
done
we
with the
both
coffee
know
dates.
Jeff.
Yep.
I think we both know Jeff, who's always at Tully's, who has all these, he's got amazing contacts, but he is a machine when it comes to one-on-one, you know, entrepreneur support. He's unbelievable.
No, I think that's, you know, you learn that, right? Through having your business. You learn that. You evolved. Okay, so, Aaron, do we want to talk about?
Well, do we have some more time?
We have
okay,
like
cool.
a minute.
So basically, you know, friends, like you have partners with friends before? Benefits, negative, or
I think
challenges?
the benefits are, look, your dinners are comped, right? Because you can charge them back to the business. When you're, you know, I did a real estate deal where we would, you know, go on a trip. We'd go skiing every year, and we talk about our real estate, our rooming houses out at the University of Washington.
So you
and
had
that was
good
kind of
vacations.
cool. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, Scott, thank you so much for staying on for this segment, and then so stay tuned for our Ask Aaron segment. It's where business people all across the world write into us and ask us the questions about street smarts of small business. If you missed any of our show today or would like to listen to any of our previous shows, go to lboradio.com. That's lboradio.com.
We'll be back with more of the Lifestyle Business Owner Show after this brief break here on AM 1580. The Answer. You're listening to Lifestyle Business Radio. When it comes to success in life and business, it matters who you take advice from. So let's get better acquainted with one of the hosts, Aaron Muller. As a child, Aaron developed an interest in small business ownership from his family's marina on San Juan Island. From the start, Aaron was driven to seek out business opportunities and attain entrepreneurial success. His very first business venture was catching and selling shrimp at the docks when he was only 10 years old. While his peers were preparing to enter 7th grade, Aaron opened a bumper boat rental company, catering to San Juan's ample tourist traffic. Aaron's first real job came in high school, but by the time he graduated, he had earned enough to purchase half the company. Over the past 30 years, Aaron has gone on to start or buy over 20 companies in the Pacific Northwest and now owns 8 multi-million-dollar businesses. Aaron is the world's premier trainer in self-running business ownership and author of the Lifestyle Business Owner book, which lays out the principles for making a 6-figure income by working as little as 5 hours a week. Learn how to achieve your goals from this phenomenal business mind at the Lifestyle Business Owner Academy website, where you learn all kinds of amazing business knowledge. Visit lboacademy.com and take your life in an extraordinary new direction. That's lboacademy.com. Why build a business when you can build a lifestyle?
Wow, yeah. Why build a business when you can build a lifestyle? You know, I want to do a shout out for Aaron's book that's going to be out at your neighborhood bookstores And April 24th of this year, 2018, it's called The Lifestyle Business Owner. It is available currently on Amazon and Barnes & Noble for digital download. So you are going to have to download it. And also the book, I was just talking to somebody earlier and I was reading a book one day and the batteries ran out because I didn't charge it. And I was like, darn it. So there's something to be said about, the digital download for the convenience, but just to have a nice live book in your hand, just like old school.
I think every business owner is going to want to have this book.
Absolutely.
And just have it, by their desk, when they have a situation going on in their business.
Yep.
Because you know what? We have different challenges at different times in our business, right? And so let's say you're having employee issues. Go to the employee section, talk about where I talk about how to manage employees and how to do it right and empower people and all that. But there might be a time with financial analysis that you need to understand what your business is doing and where it's at and where some pitfalls are. You can get under that chapter, right?
Exactly.
So it's just a very instructional book.
It's just a little reminder, and I'm not saying you get business owners that you don't know, what to do, but you know what? It's nice to pick up the book and get a quick reminder just to kind of put yourself in check so that you can go back out there and address the problems that you might be having. So, it is coming out April 24th. So let's get on to the Ask Erin segment. So our first question is from Eva. She's from Ontario, Canada. Favorite way to follow us is Lifestyle Business Owner blog. Question to us is, what advice do you have for putting up a successful booth at a trade show? Okay, it's the first part. I'm registered as a vendor at an upcoming trade show. I want my booth to be successful, but I also want to watch my expenses. What can I do to get the most bang for my buck at the trade shows?
Great question.
That's a great question.
I'm a big advocate of what, Mayumi?
So
it doesn't have to be a long answer.
Okay, you're an advocate of just giving information, right?
Yeah.
Brochures, content about the business, the services that you provide, not any of the logoed pens, pencils, little pop-it toys, water bottles.
So the problem with that is, everybody thinks that this is what they have to do to attract people to their booth. Well, there's people also that walk around these trade shows with bags, and all they're doing is getting a bunch of junk that they can put in, give to their kids, or it ends up going into the closet. That's where it used to go for me.
Mm-hmm.
But, the people, if you aren't giving away all of that, but you actually have a product or service or something that you're at the trade show with, and you actually have a really nice display, right? So what you want to do is invest your money in getting, I like the quick pop-up ones now.
Right.
They're super quick and easy. Get like 3 of them, 2 of them, whatever you want.
You just pull them up and
get some nice brochures.
Mm-hmm.
Spend your money on your brochures and be there, right? And be a good presence and say hi to people walking by. You don't need all those pins and BS stuff that's just not going to get you any business, and people will lose it, and they're not going to remember you because you gave them a really neat pen or some hand gel. Okay, so save your money and invest in the booth itself.
And to elaborate more on Erin's idea, because we were conflicting in the beginning when we started our partnership, but he is absolutely right. I found that when I had trade show booths with other companies, no one even would look at our booths. They just were head down. What do you have? Scoop up some candy into their bag and their pens and pencils. They don't even know what business they stopped at. Now, when we put our booths up at trade shows, they actually know our services. They want to sit and talk with us, and we can give them information.
And here's the other cool part is you have less people coming to your booth. And so then like when somebody really cares about it, you're going to actually have time for them because you're not just sitting there trying to give people free stuff. So keep that in mind.
Having a quality conversation. So great question, Eva. Thank you so much. So the next question is from Wilbur, Quebec, Canada. Favorite way to follow us is Instagram. I recently wrote a book. I couldn't find an agent or a publisher willing to represent me, so I've decided to self-publish. I recently read your book, and I admire how you've managed and to become a #1 national best-selling author. Here's my question.
International.
Oh, I'm sorry. International best-selling author. Here's my question to you. I am not good at sales, and I don't enjoy selling. I am a writer, not a salesperson. I don't have the money to hire a salesperson. How do I sell books if selling is not my cup of tea?
Well, it's a long process. You can't just write a book and self-publish it, and then all of a sudden it's going to sell on Amazon. I mean, that's not how it works. If you're not a salesperson, that's right, and that's okay because you're not going to have to go out and knock on doors to sell your book. I mean, you can do that. People do that sort of thing, but internet is great, right? So there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's SEO stuff, there's pay-per-click on Amazon. So go on there, start with that alone. Just sign up for an Amazon account where you can market your book on that, and people will pay to get it. But what happens is you got to give your book away, right?
Yes.
Do as much that you can out there to get that exposure of your book. Book signings. You're not going to be able to do it at bookstores because you're not getting a publisher, so you're not going to be able to be in bookstores because of that, but you're going to be on Amazon, right?
Right.
And so what you're really, trying to do is create exposure of who you are and what your book is about. And, it's a process. It's a long process, but, don't feel like it's going to happen right away.
Right. That's a great question. Next question's from Michael in Seattle, Washington. Favorite way to follow us is Facebook. Question is, I've been a one-man show business owner for 10 years, and I'm inspired by your message to become a lifestyle business owner. I need to hire employees if I want to become a lifestyle business owner, but I can't afford to hire employees at this time. It's like a catch-22. I'm so busy that I don't have the time to grow my business, but I have to grow my business to be able to afford help. What should I do?
You know what? I have actually, I just had a meeting with a client about this same problem he had. Great business, great product and service he was offering. Didn't have the money, to really get an employee. But really what it comes down to, you have to figure out how to take a step back financially, maybe just for a period of time, so that or cut your expenses somewhere else so that you can hire an employee. Because what that's going to do is that's going to open up your ability to grow that business, because now you can focus on growing that business. So you might think that you can't afford to hire an employee. My opinion, you can't afford not to, because what happens when you get sick and all of a sudden your clients aren't getting service because you're a one-man show?
Right.
That's ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure it's just, you've had your issues in the last 10 years. And so think about all of that and all the money you've lost there. Take a step back, figure out your expenses better, and hire someone. And then you have to make sure you don't just sit back and watch TV, soap operas, because I know how people just love to sit at home and watch soap operas. No, but you just can't do that and let them work. You need to go in now and start building that business up. And that's how you're going to be able to afford to have people working for you. And it's going to be so much better in the end.
Absolutely. Take a step back. Great advice. And thank you for your question. The next question is from Colin in Ellensburg, Washington. Favorite way to follow us is YouTube. What do you find to be the difference in mindset between successful business owners and unsuccessful business owners? That's a great one.
You're a good one to answer this one.
Well, yes, mindset is key. And I feel like successful business owners take the good with the bad. They will accept the failure. They'll learn from it. They'll grow. And then they will re-implement a different way. I think unsuccessful business owners are bullheaded, stubborn, not willing to accept failure. And so they're not willing to grow because they're so stuck in their ways. So that's what I believe. So mindset is key. You've got to go into a business as a business owner that you are going to be successful, and that, if you fail, it's okay, because that's a learning experience for you. That's where you can learn and ask for help. I think it's important. So thank you all for listening to the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, where we talk about the street smarts of small business. If you've missed any of our show, go to lboradio.com. Next week, our guest will be an owner of a fitness gym. You don't want to miss it.
Thanks for listening to the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, where we talk about the street smarts of small business with Aaron and Mayumi Muller. You can submit your questions to be answered on the show at lboradio.com. That's lboradio.com. Join us every Saturday afternoon at 4 for the Lifestyle Business Owner Show, right here on AM 1590. The Answer.